Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. As far as Indian politics are concerned, we are going to be there at 10 o'clock back here with 𝗤𝙪 𝗎𝘂𝘁. So look out for all the exit poll information. All that we want to say right now is wait till 10 p.m. And today we're going to talk about a lot of things happening in and around the world. What is Trump saying about what Israel should do vis-a-vis Iran? And why is Iran even more rattled now? What is Israel's next move going to be? And Pakistan's army on the streets all over the country, what's going on? All this and more with Sumit Pirji. But before that, please like this video. I know many of you ask, how can I like without seeing it? Yes, trust us and like the video. Thank you so much. Let's welcome Sumit Pirji. Sumit ji, namaskar, Ram Ram, how are you?
Jai Siyaram, Radhe Radhe, all good and fine, sir. Very kripa, Lord Mahakal, your Ashirwad. Namaskaram to you and all the viewers, and always a pleasure to be on the PGurus English.
Thank you so much, sir. First, let's start out with Trump's unasked for advice to Israel on what it should do vis-a-vis Iran on its nuclear program. Over to you.
Sir, in the name of Bhagwan Sri Ganesha, I would like to do the Sri Ganesha of today's vlog. Well, I will take you back to yesterday, then bring you to today and walk you through all the sequence of events. It's a bit of a journey. Yesterday, we woke up in the morning in India knowing that Hashim Safedani has been eliminated. Now, Hashim Safedani was the maternal cousin of Hassan Nasrallah. Shakal milti hai. They look same. And he was believed to be the new chief, though it was not Naeem Qasim, who is higher in the rank. But they chose it Hashim because Hashim was close to Nasrallah and believed to be his brother, in a way, you can say, cousin brother. And when Hashim was having his meeting, there's one or two aspects why I'm bringing this up, because it's very important for you to understand. When Hashim was having this meeting, the meeting was happening in Beirut. Meeting was happening 1 kilometer away from the Lebanese parliament, in the underground bunker. Now, for the sake of God, imagine the situation. Bharatiya parliament, and you are having an underground bunker of terrorists in Sansad Marg, or in Rafi Marg, or in India Gate, or in Panth Marg. Do you think that is possible? Can you even imagine that kind of a thing is possible? No, you have the Capitol Hill, and near the Abraham Lincoln statue, there's an underground bunker of terrorists where they are doing meetings. And yesterday, the Lebanese economic affairs minister was everywhere on the international media. Oh, Lebanon is impacted. Israel is bombing very near to our parliament. We are just 1,000 meters away from the parliament. I want to ask you the question, how the hell did the jihadi bunker come 1,000 meters from your parliament? Were you in hibernation, sleeping, or you are hand in glove with them? The answer is you are hand in glove with the jihadis. You exactly know what you are doing. And where did your calculation go wrong? You thought, and Fadini thought, Safedini thought that IDF will not hit so near to Lebanese parliament, because then Lebanon will get a say, our parliament is attacked, our sovereignty is attacked, they are attacking near to our parliament, they are trying to dismantle that so-called democracy, or the so-called some kind of a working government in Lebanon. These Israelis have gone crazy, they are attacking us. Nobody is asking one question which I am asking. How did a jihadi bunker come very near 1,000 meters to a parliament house? Who approved that? Where did the land go? Who built that bunker? Do you think by any flicker of imagination, I mean, there is you can build a bunker and nobody in the parliament will know? It is all crap. Sorry. And you coming and crying is exactly the same thing. Violence, first you do the violence, then you become the victims. We and we. First, I am perpetrating all the violence, and when I am hit, I am becoming the victim. This V&V card is doing fantastically well for you. Fantastic. Oh, my children were terrified. Our homes were shattered. But when the bunker was built, where were you, in hibernation? Where was your police? Where was your army? Second thing. Now there's another allegation that Israel is attacking the hospitals or some medical facilities in Lebanon. Now let me remind you. These all so-called hospitals or medical facilities, Sri sir, have been officially leased to Hezbollah. Officially leased to Hezbollah. Now, if you are leasing a facility to a terrorist organization, what do IDF expect to do? To differentiate who is a terrorist and who is a doctor, or is a doctor disguised in terrorist, or is a terrorist disguised in doctor? What do you expect IDF to do? You are goddamn leasing these medical facilities to a terrorist organization. Why is the Lebanese government leasing these medical facilities to a terrorist organization and nobody in the world seems to be questioning them? That is the hypocrisy. Point number 3. Very serious things have come in. Now, you have seen United Nations. What is his name? Kya naam hai uska naam? Antonio Guterres and WHO chief Tedros and all. They've been all wow, echoing same thing. Medics are killed. Medical staff is attacked. Do these people have an idea how does it work in Lebanon? Do they have an idea who's wearing the coat is a doctor or a terrorist? Do they even know what is a medical staff in a country where medical hospitals and medical facilities are leased to Hezbollah, which the Lebanese foreign minister acknowledges for the sake of God? I mean, what is United Nations crying about? What is WHO crying about? You have got your basics wrong. If you don't know what you're talking, keep your mouth shut and just don't talk. Point number 3. In the facilities, what is happening, Sree sir? There are these ambulances and patient evacuation vehicles and all. You know who has the control of these now in Lebanon? 80% of them are driven by Hezbollah jihadis. Hezbollah jihadis are now driving this. You know why? Because they are using these ambulances and all to transport weapons. Because these ambulances cannot be attacked, these ambulances cannot be targeted. So ambulances and medical vehicles with the Red Cross have become the new transport of Hezbollah weapons. And they are controlled by Hezbollah jihadis. Will Lebanese foreign minister have the courage to come and admit, yes, Hezbollah is using them? IDF has issued you a warning today. We know that 80% of the targets are there. So tomorrow if a van gets hit and it is blown to pieces, it was not the IDF bomb. It was basically the ammunition which was being transported inside that. That is the plight of Lebanon in 3 things. And 4th and the most important thing. Yesterday, when Hashim Safedani was eliminated, it's not only Hashim Safedani. It is something called as a Surah Council. What is a Surah Council? Surah Council is a body within Hezbollah which makes new leaders. Jo leader banane ka kaam karti hai. Now, whole Surah Council is eliminated. Upar. DTH. You know, DTH? Direct to hoories. Everybody is eliminated. So there is nobody except Naeem Qasim who is left. And I doubt this Naeem Qasim. I think he works for Israel. Except Naeem Qasim. I told you from the first day, Naeem Qasim will not be targeted. Why IDF is so liberal with Naeem Qasim? Aisa isme kya hai? What is so great about this guy? I love the guy. He's a good guy. Phone kar deta. He calls the right people at the right time. Now when the entire Surah Council is eliminated, so there can be no leader. Now what is happening next? So IDF, when this was done, what was happening yesterday? Yesterday was an important event wherein Mr. Khamenei told that he will be presiding over the Friday prayers. Yesterday was Friday. Prayers of Selain, Martyr, Beradar, his son Nasrallah. Why that? I'll tell you why. Because the Surah Council Sara gaya bhai. Sara gaya. All dead. So people are talking about Hashim Safedani. It is all of them are eliminated. Nobody to make leaders. And right now, I'm diverting for a second, sir. Right now, our good friends from, no, not mine, not yours, not ours. Hamas's good friends from Hezbollah have confirmed that we have lost touch with Safedani. So, gaya. The first thing they said, we have lost touch with Safedani. That means the person is decimated. Now, Khomeini said yesterday, I want to preside over so Safedani is gone, Surah Council is gone. Sab khatam. Now his Safedani is saying, his Khomeini is saying that I want to be presiding over the prayers of Beradar Hassan Nasrallah. He was holding a Russian-made rifle in his hand and he was giving those sermons. It's after years he has come in public and given the sermons. What is IDF doing? IDF was tracking, is he within Iran or where is his bunker? Because after that, they will take him to the bunker. So in best of my knowledge, IDF knows where the bunker is, IDF knows where the route is, because all the spy satellites of the world at 4:30 India time were tracking one man, Khamenei. So if something happens to Khamenei, this time it is the Jews who did it. Now, very interesting things what happened in that meeting. First thing, Beradar Hassan Nasrallah was given that Friday prayers and Fatiha and all, but no burial. Arey Allah, what is this? As per Islamic law, you have to bury anybody within 24 hours. Especially if he's a martyr, you have to burn him much faster than that because the DTS service has to get activated. So it cannot happen before you bury the person. Now, what is the fear? The fear is that what is the Hezbollah saying? Hezbollah is saying we are not disclosing the place where Hassan Nasrallah will be not burned, buried. आपको पता क्यों? You know why? Because there are two reasons for it. If they bury him somewhere, Israel is going to drop a bomb even on the grave. Take my word. If they declare, Israel will drop a bunker buster on that grave. Now, second thing, second and the most important thing is, sir, I have been always maintaining there is no Hassan Nasrallah's body. If you have to do a burial, you must have a body. You must have a body. People will come. At least 100, 500 people will come. Yesterday also, they did not get a public gathering around that. When the people will come, they will find no body. That means there's no body. He's blown to pieces, smithereens, burned out. If he's burned out, sorry, DTS service doesn't get activated. So after 40 years in jihad, 4 decades in jihad, no DTS service, direct to hoods. So there's a technical problem here. So that's why they are not declaring. Over to you, sir.
Just wanted to add to what you said that Khomeini had come out to give a sermon 5 years later. The last time he gave a sermon was 5 years ago. And this is a bit of a hint that they think that, he won't be taken out while giving a sermon, but he can be taken out around that. And I don't know. If you are not afraid, if you're afraid for 5 years, now it's actually the fear level should have gone up. So
you want to be in the race for DTH. That is where the problem is. There are a lot of people queuing for DTH service, so he wants to be in the race for that. Two things which happened, sir. First of all, it is believed that Khomeini and the whole of the Iran was rattled and they were worried about his security when he came up with a rifle in the hand. So he wanted to give that bravado, I'm still live and kicking and I'm in the control. But he knows 40% of his Hezbollah cadre has deserted him. He knows all his Hezbollah leadership. Everybody's eliminated now. Now, with the Russian rifle Singh and jihad and all the usual crap. Important point about Hassan Nasrallah, no burial, no grave, no site. Some people even say there's a secret burial. I'm telling you there's no burial because there's no body. For a burial, there is no body. Sorry, Mr. Nasrallah. After 40 years of jihad, no DTH. Okay, important point what Khomeini mentions. Khomeini mentioned if there is a need and if I feel like carrying a rifle, a Russian-made rifle in his hand, holding the, what do you call that? What do you call, kya kehte usko? Holding the gun barrel. He said, we will attack Israel again. We will attack Israel again if I feel the need of it. So two things here. Do not believe any crap what Iran is talking. Do not believe their BS. Khomeini says if he believes he will attack Israel again. He will attack Israel again. So 200 rockets Chinese made, which did not cause any impact, was not great. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to attack Israel again. That is what Mr. Khomeini says officially in an open forum and that meeting. Now, the people who think Israel should not retaliate, Israel would not retaliate, and the people who think they can stop this Israeli retaliation, I think there's something which is basically wrong. Why Khomeini is saying this? Khomeini is trying to give you an impression, abhi tilo mein aur tel hai. There's still some metal left in me. I can retaliate again. I can do things again. But real thing is that he's paranoid. I'm going to talk to a very interesting part about it, but Sree has a point. Sir, over to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of set the record straight here that one bomb or one or two did make it into Israel, and one of them dropped within 1 kilometer of the Mossad headquarters.
Yeah,
that video was available. We showed it to you in a previous hangout. That was with General Jaishankar yesterday. We showed you that. So one did make it through, but it missed its mark. Well, so he has some hope, is what I'm trying to say. Now, the other thing that happened was yesterday, an Iranian plane, again carrying explosives for Hezbollah, was intercepted over Iraqi airspace. See, what has happened is Israel has taken over or hacked into Lebanese air traffic controllers' computers. And they are able to tell the incoming plane from Iran, you go back, this is Israel, IDF here, we won't let you come into Lebanon even, we're going to blow you apart. They turned around. They had passengers. So they turned around and landed back in Tehran. So somewhere, that's why our second part is Iran's fears and shivers.
Correct.
These are shivers also going down their spine. They got one in there, and people say that was a fatah, F-A-T-T-A-H. hypersonic missile. Which speed we don't know. But at some point you are going to get lucky. Even a broken clock is correct 2 times a day. So I just would like to tell you that they did have 1 or 2 limited successes. Over to you again, Sumitji. Sorry about that.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that Mossad headquarter video was there. That is right. I saw around 1.5 kilometers from Mossad headquarter. And even CNN had covered that. They had shown the video that it is real and it made it there. But you have to look at the logic here. Look, Iron Dome has a very calculated thing. If the thing is going to fall in the open space, Iron Dome doesn't intercept it. If it identifies as a target which it is going to take, then Iron Dome will go and try to intercept it. That's another logic. Let's say it's going into a field and people are in bomb shelters. They don't mind it going to a field, let it go to a field. That's a caveat here. Now, coming back to the part of the discussion. So that is about Khamenei. Khamenei said, we'll attack again, push comes to shove. And after that, Khamenei disappears. Now what happened now the Lebanon attack is continuing. 250 terrorists were eliminated after the ground invasion of Lebanon, and thousands of Hezbollah rockets were destroyed. This is what IDF has to say. Now, let me take you one further thing. On 25th and 26th September, around 10 days back from today, there is a world record which is made by IDF. World record made by IDF, and everybody in the world is going bananas on that. You know what? 48 hours, 2,000 mutations, 3,000 sorties. 3,000 sorties, 20,000 mutations. What does that mean? If I benchmark it against what Americans did in Afghanistan in 1 full year, the amount of sorties and mutations what American Air Force did in Afghanistan in peak in 1 year, Israelis do in 2 years, and they were all pounding targets. Now you can imagine the amount of pounding of targets which has happened. Exactly precise pounding, elimination, kill, shoot to kill. No, don't do anything. Shoot to kill. And today, what has happened? Then I have to take you back to this history because I will be going back and forth trying to make sure that no points are missed. Today, IDF attacked Tripoli. Tripoli is the number 2nd city in Lebanon. And there is this guy, Sayyid Atta Ali, Al-Qasim Brigade, Hamas's military wing head. He's eliminated today along with his Chela Chapatas, all the few guys which were around him. So today, this is a very, very big stake. And who is this guy? Who is Sayyid Atta Ali, a right-hand man of Sanawar? Sanawar, if he is hiding, anything will be done by Atta.
You mean Sinwar? You mean Sinwar?
Yeah, Sinwar.
Sinwar.
When Sinwar is in ground, sir, this is the man who will execute the action. So the right hand of Sinwar is cut. So Israel is going on the offensive. Israel is not leaving. There have been some soldiers which have been wounded, and there is one hit where possibly an Israeli tank is hit, and 2 Israeli soldiers are supposed to be wounded. The drone was fired by Islamic resistance from Iraq. So that is what we know about the idea. So these things are happening. Now, important thing. Now, as we know, as we have discussed on PGurus, that Israel has 4 options: ports, nuclear facilities, ports, electricity, and oil. These are the 4 high-profile targets which Israel, oil reserves of Iran. Now, we know that, Joe Biden has said, no, if you attack the nukes, nuclear facilities, we are not with you. That is the point number 1. Now, secondly, even on the oil reserves, Biden is saying, we have not made our mind, let's think. Power stations is okay, moreover, and others is okay. Gee, you wanted to make a point.
So, Trump said the exact opposite. He said, take out the nuclear capabilities of Iran. You see, what we are seeing is even the Iran is now being taken, people are taking sides on it. Biden says, don't do it. And then Trump says, do it. And see, each one has good logic for it. Biden, of course, is quoting his Muslim vote, and he's seeing that go away. People are very, very unenthusiastic because they are not able to stop Israel. Right? So Israel knows that, and Israel, see, the thing is, there was just one detour in time, okay? See, it is believed that the Biden administration, at that time, Victoria Nuland was still there. It is believed that they made sure that Bibi would not come back after the last elections in Israel, and they got that other guy. What's his name? Naftali Bennett. But Naftali Bennett did not have the shrewdness or the numbers to keep the flock together. And he had some very extreme elements, both from the Arab side as well as from the Israeli side, that was difficult to manage. So finally, it came back to Bibi. Now, Bibi is not going to leave this opportunity to stick it back to the Democrats. Guys, I'm telling you, Bibi is a pretty shrewd operator. With very little majority, he's able to still go and poke Democrats and say that I will get back at you for what you did to me. I'm reading this. I'm just connecting the dots here. Okay.
Correct.
So today, Biden has almost zero credibility as far as what he can and cannot tell Israel to do.
Correct.
So Israel is saying, I have decided this is what I'm going. So I just wanted to put that thing very clearly out to everybody. So back to you, sir.
Now, what happened is there's a White House has issued a press statement wherein they have categorically agreed that Israel has not guaranteed them that they will not invade or they will not destroy Iran's nuclear facilities. Point number one. Point number two, White House has admitted that the ground invasion of Lebanon is going to continue. It is not going to stop. So that limited invasion and all, that's not going to happen. Israel is going to expand its territories for good now. No receding back. That's the point number two, which is important. Now, when this thing was happening, Trump jumps into the fray and says, Israel must eliminate Iran's nuclear facilities first and let them be done with it, and then we'll see what will happen. So in a way, Trump is changing the dynamics. Trump is saying this is what you should do first. It's not a question of should you do or not do. It should not be a question of Americans will support you or not support you. This is the first thing you will do, because if you don't do this mullah regime will continue to be a threat to the world peace. So if you have to really take the air out of their wheels, you have to really go and hit their nuclear facilities. So now American politics is also divided. Republican candidate, presidential candidate is clearly saying, not only go and do it, first thing karo, pehle ye karo. This is the first goddamn thing you should do. While Joe Biden is washing his hands out because Joe Biden has a compulsion. Who is running Joe Biden at the back end? And Kamala, 𝗣𝗚𝗖𝗍 Obama. 𝗣𝗚𝗖𝗍 Obama does not want Iran's nuclear facilities to go out. So that is why he is kind of, he's kind of running, why should you do it? But even on the oil reserves, Joe Biden is not sure. He say, the oil prices might go up. But I have to give it one favor to Joe Biden is that, sir, as he's putting this discussion in the open forum, at least that there is a possibility. It will not be a rude shock to the market. If that tomorrow happens, the markets won't crash, because now people know there's a 50-50 possibility it will happen. I would say 90-10. 90 it will happen, 10 it will not happen. But if this discussion was not held by Joe Biden, the markets will get a rude shock. Israel will come and dismantle all the oil reserves or nuclear facilities. Now, clear-cut approach, division between Republicans and Democrats, clear-cut limitation of Muslim vote, clear-cut 𝗣𝗚𝗖𝗍 Obama, clear-cut trying to please the Muslim lobbies. And here, Democrats are really sucking up, sorry to use that word, and Republicans are saying, no, this is the first thing you should do. Now, even the American elections, there might be twists and turns. We'll see how does it turn up and and Israel is going to do it. I have been stretching my neck out and telling you they will not give 1 inch of land, and Israel is going to attack Iran's nuclear facilities. Let there be no doubt. You wanted to make a point, Sachin.
Yes, yesterday something very interesting happened, guys. You have to see this to believe what is going on inside the Democratic Party. Inside the Democratic Party, Biden says, I am going to kick back at you, back at you. I'm going to stick it back to you. What happened yesterday, Sumitji? I think it was Michigan. It doesn't matter. Kamala Harris is addressing a rally. All the networks are carrying it live. The things start within 30 to 40 seconds. Everybody is forced to switch to White House press briefing because Biden is there.
Huh? How did?
Complete switch. And it comes here, and then Biden says, well, you all should vote for Kamala Harris because she is carrying out what good things I did in the last 3 years. You know what? Just before that, when people are listening to Kamala Harris, she was saying, I'm going to do something new. I'm not going to do what Biden.
मजा आ गया. That is, इसे कहते हैं हिंदी में बेगानी शादी में अब्दुल्ला दीवाना. Round pegs and square holes. That is what exactly it looks to be. And I think still, sir, I mean, if you look at Joe Biden's, we're not diverting for a second. I think Joe Biden's tenure was Obama 3.0 and Obama 4.0 he's trying his hard to do. And Obama knows he has just 40 days, because in 40 days he's helpless. While as Biden knows, and Benjamin Netanyahu, they have just 30-40 days to do what they have to do. After that, it will be very, very difficult for him to do it. And Netanyahu has on record said, look, you have made my life miserable for 8 years. But what did Netanyahu did? His main component, that SAR guy, he's got him into the cabinet. He has also got Benali Neftal Bena. What is his name?
Naftali Bennett.
Into the captain. So Benjamin Netanyahu is concerned. Now Benjamin Netanyahu is riding the clouds. I mean, he's on cloud 9. He's the most staunch world leader today. I think nobody kind of matches. When he attacked the Russian base, Putin had to move his people from the Lebanese embassy. So if you look at the ratings and the approval of that, Captain America kind of an image, it is Benjamin Netanyahu. And let's not forget, Benjamin Netanyahu is a commando by training, and he was part of Israel's elite forces. His brother was also commando, Sani Netanyahu or Moni Netanyahu. He was killed in Edibi, the only one which was killed in Edibi. He was leading that operations. So Benjamin Netanyahu has an axe to grind with them. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, his brother's son was eliminated in one of the strikes, one of the battles with the Hamas after October 7th. So there's a lot of personal stake of Benjamin Netanyahu when it comes to this. You wanted to make a point, Sajid?
Yes, couple of things. You mentioned Obama, and I have to remember all the things that have happened. Obama is now going to campaign for the next 30 days for Kamala. But you know where Obama and Biden split, Sumitji? Susan Rice was sitting inside White House, and she was the one who was listening here, relaying there, coming back, changing things and things like that. Biden kicked her out. That's the only way I can say. April last year. And the next day, he announced that he is running for re-election. So the plan looks to have been that Biden will do one term, and then Michelle Obama will be slowly eased in. That was the idea. That's why they kept Kamala Harris look dumb. Where things went wrong, I believe, is that so once Biden announced re-election, then the Democratic donors got confused. Are ye kya ho raha hai? And then not only that, everywhere, yeah, there you go. Susan Rice on one side and Joe Biden on the other side of Barack Obama. So ye kya ho raha hai? So somewhere along the line, people realized, and after the first debate, where Biden could not even put one coherent sentence together, and the donor said he has to go. That's when Nancy Pelosi went to him and said, okay, we can do it the easy way or the hard way, but you have to step down. This was the line she said. We can do it the easy way or the hard way, but you have to step down. So Biden had no option. And if you notice, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, there was a meeting being chaired by the president. Everybody sits, at the table, and then Biden says, okay, let's get started. Over to you, Jill. He's actually handing over the meeting to his wife. And she's sitting at the head of the table. Head of the table is a special spot. He's sitting on the side. So everything came out that, Jill Biden is running the show because Joe is still not cognizant enough of what's happening. And everything has broken out here. And between all these things, how Kamala is going to be able to navigate through all this, I just wish good luck for her. They have some other plan in mind, but I think Republicans are making so much noise about rigging, that they may not be able to pull off all the things that they want to pull off. Because what happens is, some of the people at the lowest level, right, at the county records, at the vote, what do you call our booth level officers, these people are getting nervous now. Last time, somehow they managed to convince them. This time, they are very nervous. They are afraid that they might get fired or they might get caught, because the momentum is so strong on the ground. If it is a fair election, Trump is going to win by a mile, but everybody is saying Kamala is going to win. So what exactly is going on? That is the thing. What is it that's going to take to king the whole palda pura palatra? Right? It's not easy to do that. So this is where things stand now. Sorry to take again another detour, but Barack Obama, the name is, immediate trigger for me. Oh, he did this. Also, viewers, those of you who watch Daily Global Insights, from 2021, within a month of Biden assuming presidency, we have been saying that it is Obama who's running the White House. We were proved right. Back to you. And now let's talk about Pakistan. We have one more topic to cover.
Just a few things about Iran.
Yeah.
Now, so Barakat Hussain Obama, we have discussed it. Barakat is short form is Barack. So they say Matthew becomes Matt, and somebody becomes Sam in America. So Barakat became Barack. So Barack is not the name. Let me clarify. Barakat Hussain Obama, pura naam. Vijay Dinanath Chauhan, pura naam. Pura naam is very important. So now second thing is, now I believe if Iran, like today, there's a very direct endorsement to Benjamin Netanyahu from the presidential candidate, of Republicans. So Benjamin Netanyahu walks the talk. And when will he walk the talk? I think tomorrow morning or day after tomorrow, my assessment. Why? Tomorrow is 6th, day after tomorrow is 7th October. 7th October is the anniversary of unfortunate incident of terror which Hamas perpetrated on Israelis. So how does Israel respond? And Israel has a way of responding. I am believing an attack of unproportional magnitude might happen around this time. And in one of the options of the attack is to take out Khomeini. If you take out Khomeini on 7th October and you don't touch anything else, this will be a big, big message. Or if you are able to take nukes and Khomeini, problem over. Nukes, Khomeini and petroleum, all the problem over. So Benjamin Netanyahu is planning something big. Trump has endorsed him. And if this happens and the people respond favorably in the world politics will split. I think Republicans might have a better chance of, managing the public opinion, because that is what a lot of people in the world want. Now, what is Iran shivering? Iran knows retaliation is coming. Iran knows Trump's endorsement is there. Iran is trying to use the good old card of al-Taqiyya. Today, Abbas, the foreign minister, is saying, who was threatening up till yesterday, is saying, why don't we have immediate ceasefire in Lebanon? Why don't we have immediate ceasefire in Gaza? Why don't we have immediate ceasefire? You know why, sir, he's doing this? He's trying to do this so that these people can get time to regroup. Now, the road crossing between Syria, the main road which goes from Syria to Lebanon, bombarded. Aerial blockade of Lebanon by IDF. Pakka. Now, that's why I gave you the number of sorties. 3,000 sorties in 2 days. You can imagine the shit they are, burning out there. Sorry to use that word. They are literally beating the shit out of them. 2,000 mutations, 3,000 sorties, what Americans did in a year. You can imagine, just do a comparison. Jo ek saal mein hua, here it is done in 2 days. Now, he knows it is going to come and Khomeini is becoming a liability. So they are thinking of this thing, what to do. Now, you exactly covered the point that yesterday they wanted to move weapons from Syria, the base got evaporated. Now, today they were trying to land weapons. IDF told them, go back, otherwise we'll bring down the plane. So Hezbollah's 40% of cadre is gone. There's no leader, there's no Shura Council. There's nobody who's running Hezbollah, and Hezbollah fighters are getting deserted. They say Israel's, even after Iran's 200 missile attack, nothing happened to Israel. They're still live and kicking. They're still carrying the bombardment. What did Israel do smartly? Which I endorse their move. While Iran was attacking them with ballistic missiles, Israel did not attack Iran directly. Baad mein dekhenge. What they started bombarding Lebanon, right, left, and center. Now, after Tripoli and after these assassinations, they are really worried. And in the meanwhile, which did not hit a lot of news, United States of America, I think last night, went and beat shit out of Houthis. They attacked 15 Houthi installations, and there's a lot of damage to Houthis. A lot of their wings are crippled. So the only way there is still, I see something is simmering, is on Iraq. That is the Islamic Resistance of Iraq, which is the group which works in a joint venture with Quds. And one of the commandos who was killed recently was the person who was handling them. So there is some resistance which is coming from them, and trying to fire those drones into Herat and into Haifa. That is within their range. Syria, Israel has cut by road to Lebanon and to Egypt. Nothing can go by road. You have to fly. By sea, there's a blockade which is happening. Egypt is silent. Jordan is silent. We are not knowing what is happening there. Sanawa's right-hand man is gone. Now, I had predicted this, and I'm predicting you again. Within 6 weeks, look, Israel is going to attack, and Israel is going to beat shit out of them. Within 6 weeks, maximum window. I told you Iran will come on knees and will beg for mercy. And this is exactly what they have started. But right now, they are buying time. It's not now. Once the Israel will attack, then they will really come and attack for mercy. They will go to the whole world and they will say, let's please bachao. And there's an advice from me to the world. Don't go and save the jihadis, because they are the most deadly regime which has perpetrated international terror in 5 continents. They have terror proxies in 5 continents that is much bigger than Pakistan and anybody. Saving Iran, saving Khomeini, saving the current regime is like giving food and fuel to these terrorist organizations. Let Americans, let Israelis do what is right for the world, and nobody should intervene and try to save this regime, because this regime is dangerous. They can go and attack anybody. They can decimate anybody. So overall, Iran is already feeling the pressure, because after Trump's endorsement to Netanyahu's plan and saying, "Bhai, you should do this first," they know that this is going to come. And after you cripple their nuclear assets and their oil, ports, and power, and maybe Khamenei five targets, then what is left in Iran? It's dead, and all the proxies will disseminate. I think Israel will do this. I will tell you why. Because in a way, when you hit the core, the support system of the where core is feeding, you hit the hub, the spokes are useless, and the rim and the periphery falls. So for Israel, the prudent military strategy will be hit the hub with these 5 things which I have told. There'll be no spokes, there'll be no periphery, and it is gone. Now let's wait and watch what happens tomorrow and what happens on 7th October. So next 48 hours are going to be crucial. Tomorrow we'll have a series on China, but I don't know what happens by morning. Maybe we have to do again this. Let's keep it watch. So watch for this. And Khamenei's news might come any day. Now Khamenei is on the target. There's no doubt on that. Now from there, these are the major updates what we are gathering. Now from here we move to Pakistan. What has happened in Pakistan? I told you about that PTI governor, Gandarpur, who was saying, "I will lead an armed rebellion or an armed protest into Lahore and Islamabad." Now, police first, Lahore, Rawalpindi, Islamabad, they had clashes with the PTI supporters. 6 Pakistani army personnel got killed today in KPK. Again, there were clashes, right, with the local terrorist organization. We can show you the pictures also. These are the people who unfortunately lost their life because they're soldiers. We pity them. So they have lost their life. And today the position is that in Pakistan, police cannot manage the things. In Lahore, in Rawalpindi, Islamabad, army has taken over. PTI has increased the NT, and the PTI-led governor of KPK says we'll march to the Lahore and we'll break free KPK, because Afghani Taliban and Tehrik-e-Taliban are already supporting them. Else release Imran Khan now. So the pressure within Pakistan is mounting. Sachin bhai, we have 1 or 2 videos if we can show so that people get a perspective. What is the quantum of damage which is happening on the Pakistani roads? What is the Mayab? And this is going to escalate. We'll show you these 2 videos. This video is when these Pakistani police was sent possibly to arrest Gandarpur, the chief minister of KPK, who's a PTI candidate. So when people came to know, the masses started erupting the roads, and all these policemen, all the caravan was beaten black and blue. They had to call an army. We'll show you the next video. What's happening on the roads of Rawalpindi and Islamabad. Look at this. Now you have seen the ruckus which is kind of which is happening on the roads, and in the meanwhile there's one more development. A lot of international, now you can see this man wearing a gas mask. That means he's prepared for this. So now this time they have come prepared. They know what they're handling. He's wearing a helmet and he's wearing a gas mask. He's not a law enforcement officer. He's a protester. Now protesters have become high tech in Pakistan. Gas mask, sab badhiya hai. Meanwhile, there's one more development which has come after the fiasco of pagers and walkies exploding. Emirates and some international airlines have now banned. You cannot carry a pager or a walkie even in your check-in luggage, in your cabin luggage, anywhere. You cannot board an Emirates flight with that, because now they are fearing that even 32,000 feet up there, somebody can detonate anything. So the paranoia of Israel is grappling into the Middle East. The Israel's imminent attack is grappling into the Middle East. You must have seen the stock markets have fallen. You must have seen a lot of money is withdrawn by FIS 2-3 days back. You must have seen the plight of things, and that is what I've been warning you. This is going to happen. So things are not looking good. Israel will retaliate. Pakistan, I am fearing. KPK, I'm not fearing, I'm happy rather. KPK is on the brink of being cut out from Pakistan. If they don't release Imran Khan now, they have to do 2 things. Either they have to release him or they have to kill him. So if they kill him, there'll be a lot of ruckus on the roads for some time, but ultimately there's no more Imran Khan whom to leave. If they leave Imran Khan, then there's a possibility they'll be able to control it. Their KPK and Balochistan is now hanging by threads. I don't see a lot of developments in Sindhu Desh, but again, the Punjab is volatile and the Pakistanis are being put a lot of pressure now. My sources are telling me in Pakistan there's a lot of pressure being put by the current regime of Iran. And Khamenei himself has called Asim Munir and the people who matter in Pakistan and requesting them for a tactical nuclear warhead. Chota wala. Give us a tactical warhead. And look to what John Bolton exactly said, what we covered last, I think Thursday. He said, how do you know, Joe Biden, the next ballistic missile will not have a tactical nuclear warhead or will not have a nuclear warhead which will hit Israel? And exactly, if the sources are to be believed, Pakistan is in talks with Iran. They have done these talks before. 𝗖𝚗𝚗 was eliminated. Now Khamenei is using his clout to get something from Pakistan so that before he kind of is eliminated, he can teach Israel a lesson. And if that happens, there can be a substantial damage to Israel. Now Benjamin Netanyahu knows this. If I know it, he knows it 10 times better than me. So do you think still Netanyahu is not going to retaliate? Do you think Netanyahu is not going to hit? And in the meanwhile, with all this ruckus going on, Dr. Jaishankar will be going for the SCO meeting to Pakistan. And Dr. Jaishankar is going, I am going there as a civilian. I'm not going there as a foreign minister. My job is to only do the SCO meeting. We are not going to talk anything above and beyond SCO. Rest is business as usual, things as usual. We are going to go there. On Chinese side, the things are intensifying. There are a lot of developments that happened, which we'll cover in the morning. A lot of things to report from the Chinese side. Things are not looking good there. And in Bangladesh also, things are drifting away. The problem is that, look, there will be casualties in this war. There will be a lot of civilians which will get killed. But there are two things which have been set right, or which are the new normal. I don't say right or wrong. I'll call them the new normal. First thing I told you categorically on PGurus channel, Benjamin Netanyahu has given on those 30-40 hostages. He's not talking hostages. He knows they may not come back. We hope and pray they come back, but he knows they may not come back. Even some hostages are American. America has also given up on the hostages. Meanwhile, 185 countries have evacuated 56,000 people from Lebanon, their citizens. 185 countries have done total evacuations of around 56,000 people through sea, through air, through whatever ways out of Lebanon. So Lebanon is preparing for something big, right? This is an important point which I have to tell you. And second thing is, now Benjamin Netanyahu is also setting the new norms. When you will eliminate these terrorists and their hideouts and all, there will be some civilian casualties, which is unfortunate, but a reality of today's warfare. Because these terrorists also eliminate civilians. And if you have to eliminate this Al-Shafi and Safidi or Sayyid Ali Atta, there will be some civilian casualties, which the world has to live with. Though our heart goes out for the kids, for the elderly or the women, and the people have nothing to do with them, they get killed. But if these terrorists infiltrate into their homes and their neighborhoods and run a bunker beside, under a school and a hospital and lease hospitals, this is a new thing. I almost lost my mind when I could say Hezbollah could lease hospitals and the Lebanese government will give hospitals to them. So friends, if you are in Lebanon or if you're anywhere in this region, my advice to you is leave before shit hits the fan. We'll have a evacuation plan, but Israel is planning something big. Take my word. All my sources, all my assessment tells me Israel is planning something big. Israel is not going to do a chota-mota strike. It will do a decisive strike because the advantage Israel has now did not have for the last 75 years. This is the best advantage Israel has over Islamic terror. And knowing Israelis, knowing Jews, knowing Benjamin Netanyahu, they would not want this opportunity to go. And Trump's endorsement change is a big thing. And about their attack on nuclear facilities and oil reserves, look, no big leader from the Christian world has condemned that or has opposed that. That's an also important thing which you have to see. Nobody's opposing it. Nobody's condemning it. No, you should not do it. Biden did it because of the compulsions of 𝗣𝗚𝗄𝗏 and Obama. Otherwise, even Biden wants them to do it. So things are going to escalate. Will it escalate tomorrow morning? Will it escalate on the morning of 7th, that is Monday? Wait and watch. 8th, we'll have Haryana elections. I don't know what will have by 6th morning, 7th morning, or 8th morning. I don't know what is going to happen, but watch for these 3 days. Tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday morning. Something is going to hit. and Israel has all the plans ready. It's like Benjamin Netanyahu saying go. And that is why these Iranis are literally shitting in their pants. They are talking of ceasefire. So the people who were threatening till yesterday are today coming on knees and saying ceasefire karo, sir. Please do the ceasefire. It's not only that. One thing I'm predicting also on this channel, sir. There will be a time Iranian ambassador in India will be activated. He will try to meet Dr. Jaishankar and Modi ji, and will try them to want them to intervene and buy them a ceasefire. In my opinion, I think India should not get into that. India should not do that, because if you do that, you will be upsetting a lot of Western and the global powers. Because the mood of the world is not to have mercy on Iran and on this regime. It will be ideal if a regime can be changed and a democratic regime can be installed in Iran. At least if they are not like Western regimes, they will not be pro-Islamists and jihadis. So the world has to be relieved out of this cancer. And let's not interrupt chemotherapy. Namaskar.
Thank you so much. Just to add to what you said, this is a little disconnected but still connected. Germany is expelling close to 16,000 illegal Turkish nationals, 500 a week. Those of you who are on social media, you can see the pictures of them being, taken into planes, put on planes, and sent back to Turkey. And so this is now it's already started. 3 or 4 flights have left. So I can tell you with some certainty that this is going to continue. Germany now is cracking the whip. UK, I don't know when they are the ones that are the worst. In fact, Germany was the second worst. UK was the worst. I don't know what UK is going to do. Sweden already has said no more new illegal immigration anymore. So things are becoming really tight there. We have to wait and see what. So people are now beginning to realize the danger of allowing some of these radical elements in, because see, some people said that the dregs of the society, the things that we don't want, these criminals are the ones being sent to you. So these guys are not even normal Muslims. So this is a huge problem, and we have to wait and see how it goes. So let's take a few questions quickly. We want to finish it in 1 hour exactly, because we have this other exit polls and other information that is coming through. Let's take some questions right away.
Sure.
Kalyan Raman wants to know, what could be the action of our very recent adverse neighbor Bangladesh in continuation of this Gulf crisis instigated by the USA?
Look, you don't have to see everything and everywhere instigated by USA. USA will do what it thinks is right in its national interest. I'm not supporting or bailing them out. We have to do what is in our interest. Look, Israel decided to fight and beat the shit out of Hezbollah and all these 10-sided attack on Nasrallah. We used to talk. Brother Nasrallah used to talk when he used to be alive. So if you have the courage, it doesn't matter what US thinks. It doesn't matter what world thinks. You do it, the world will follow. There'll be some people who will oppose you. There'll be a lot of people who will support you. So, let's stop looking at our diplomacy to US. And let me tell you, sir, let's stop being secular with our diplomacy. Secular politics in India has already costed us a lot of things. If we try to be secular with our international diplomacy also, that won't be the very voice of sanity in today's times. I'll be very direct on this.
Next one, please. Ravi Shankar wants to know, Sumit Peer sir, Israel is waiting for nuclear attack?
No, Israel will hit before that. So next 3 days, we can expect some big action from Israel. Israel is trying to do a decisive blow. They have to give a decisive blow and break their bone, break their back, because Iran will then attack again. Don't think Iran will not attack. Khamenei, if he lives, he will push the button. Then there will be a big retaliation which will come. And within 1.5 months, I'm telling you, 6 weeks maximum, Israel will be begging. Even they will activate the Indian side. And we should not fall into that trap and bailing that mullah regime out. No way.
Next one, please. Vandana Prasad wants to know, will China support Iran when America supports Israel?
China cannot support anybody. These people cannot even protect themselves. They are a nuisance. They are like that unnecessary evil and devil of the world. So China doesn't have courage to support anybody. Yeah, China fought a war in last 50 years. You look at the plight of
they lost to Vietnam, sir.
वही तो कह रहा हूँ ना सर, Vietnam में they got whacked. Look at the plight of their arsenal. Why are Irani missiles firing on Iran? China maal hai na, made in China. So China is only a nuisance.
Magnet Ranga wants to know, Congress wants to invite Obama to Karnataka next year. Any idea what is happening? Why this now?
My God, this is something which is baffling my mind. You know, Obama, what does he do? You know, what is Congress's, inclination to? That, D.K. Shivakumarji had been to US. D.K. Stalin Saab had been to US. And in US, they met Democrats. So, kuch hai, something is cooking.
Next question from Mangal Pandey. Direct to hoods. If they don't have body intact, they cannot enter the heaven. So guess which place they will end up.
They'll be lost in the universe. That is why brother Nasrallah doesn't have a funeral.
Bencher Dent wants to know, is there any age limit to join DTH?
No. Perfectly no. You should be only doing jihad. DTH is free for all. At any age you can join.
Next one, please. Thank you, Nirav. I am in confusion. 72 hoories for all jihadis or each jihadi will get 72 hoories? Sir, Bangladesh का बोलो क्या होगा, कब होगा मेरे हिंदू भाइयों के लिए?
Bangladesh mein, Nirav bhai, we have to take the action. I believe some preparations are on. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu has changed the benchmarks. There was a time, I have to be direct here. There was a time in our country, not doing any action was considered to be some classical diplomacy and some super master stroke. Oh, we have been not provoked. We decided not to act. Sorry. Benchmarks have changed. People expect action. If a country of 90 lakhs can beat the shit around 2 billion of population. So Bangladesh is not even a fry in the larger scheme of things. And don't come and tell me there's some diplomacy, there's some great thinking, some Chanakya Niti, why we decided not then. And with due respect to Chanakya, the things over there and now have drastically changed. We have all the love and respect for Chanakya, but you have to be realistic and live in 21st century. Chanakya did not have a Sukhoi 31. Chanakya never had a private jet. Chanakya didn't have an air condition. So if you want to follow Chanakya completely, just get rid of all the things, then let's come on a tent and talk Chanakya.
Thank you, Chiranjeevi. May this not lead to world aggression.
It will.
No, I think it is under control, but
it will ultimately. Sir, the clash of civilizations is imminent. You cannot stop it. You can delay it. You cannot deny it. I have been very direct about this everywhere. Kab tak rokoge isko? Delay karo, kar lo. But I'm happy if it is a limited conflict, because if it erupts on its their own, it will be unlimited conflict. That is dangerous to maintain.
Raj Balasubramanian wants to know, Israel is now putting up a real fight against its enemies. Is this really emanating from their strengths or stupidity, weaknesses of opposition?
Their strengths and years of planning. After 2006 till this date, I think almost 18 years they have been planning for this. Israel has one thing which I love about them. Never leave an enemy. Never ever leave a enemy. They're always doing something. That is why they are able to survive. It's what did Darwin said? Survival of the fittest.
Next one, please. Vaibhav Vinayak, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. And with that, our program comes to an end today. We'll be back with Sumit first thing in the morning tomorrow to talk about what's happening in China. There was a huge stimulus plan that has been announced by China. They were waiting for the United States to drop its interest rates by 50 cents or 50 basis points, and now they have announced their own stimulus package. We'll discuss about that, and there are many other things that are happening in and around China. Sumit, look forward to that one. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Now let's take the Ashirwad of Mahadev.
Sir, I'm very hopeful that our brothers and sisters are helping this and trying to like, share, and subscribe, putting it on their social media channels. And I have one prediction which I forgot to mention in the show. If you now see that migrant boats start getting drowning in the Mediterranean or around Europe, I didn't do anything. Neither did the people in the West do anything. You will just say the waters were high, tide was high, boats came, and before hitting the shore, they got drowned. My sources are indicating something like that is possible. I'm giving you advance notification. So migrants, don't leave your country. You may not reach shores. My advice to you on that note, Bharat Mata ki jai, Vande Mataram, and Har 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 Mahadev.